All right, hello everybody. Welcome into the Dive College Football Show. Glad you come by and hang out with me for today. Got some big news, breaking news, big stuff coming out of here, out of Tuscaloosa today. We're going to talk about that. Alex Golesh using the word sloppy for the scrimmage for Auburn. We're going to get into all that right here. Hang around. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with me for about 10-15 minutes. Going to go through this, let y'all get through your day, and I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Headed into the weekend. College football is here. So that means that injuries can be on the rise. So how is what I'm going to ask and what we need to go over. And I'd like your opinions. Hit the comments down below. Final thoughts here for scrimmages for Alabama and Auburn. What does this mean for Alabama? So big news out of Tuscaloosa. Out for extended time, A.K. Deer reportedly through 100.9. Sophomore running back A.K. Deer suffered an ankle injury. Ironically, it happened on a play where he was absolutely dominating, it says in notes. He broke loose for a spectacular touchdown run, but was hurt on the play and had to be helped off the field. I hate this. So what's the severity really? Local outlets saying at Tide 100.9, Bama 247 have confirmed that A.K. Deer will miss extended time during the upcoming season, sophomore. So what's the silver lining of this? Sources do indicate that the injury is not to be season ending. If I'm going to guess, just from what I know about ankle injuries, because I have had plenty, I could just be walking across flat ground and roll my ankle sometimes. It's just what it is. Probably a rolled ankle. I don't think he's broken anything. That would probably lead to a season-ending type injury. So Kellen Moore's reaction is AK did suffer an injury. He actually was having a nice scrimmage today, as of yesterday. Scored a touchdown. We'll evaluate him and figure out the severity of that. That was unfortunate because he was having a real nice scrimmage there with the touches that he got, says Coach DeBoer. Now, we also have other questions about other players. Hang around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get to Auburn's Coach Golesh. We're going to talk about his remarks about the day and his quote, what he said, sloppy offense. He wasn't very happy about it, which that's what coaches do. They give them something to gripe about, something to get on your butt and get you fired up for the season. So let's continue on here with Alabama and more injuries. Is this going to be a note that we're going to carry on to this year also, fans? Is this what's going to happen again? Alabama defensively had a good year last year, had a few guys banged up in and out, but constantly through the year, Alabama faced injuries. Offensive line was so depleted by the time they made to the SEC title game, not one starter was on the field for their offensive line. Running backs banged up, broke collarbones, broke jaws. I don't know what's going on. Let's finish the notes here. My favorite guy, I really look forward to seeing him this year. He was one of my picks. We all love Ryan Williams. He's a local celebrity guy. But Lottie Brooks, man, minor sidelining injury. So what happened? Sophomore wide receiver Lottie Brooks completely set out the scrimmage and has already missed a couple of consecutive fall count practices. Talking about Crowell too. We're going to talk about him. We're going to get into that. So what's the severity of this for Lottie? Unlike Deer or Brooks, injury is a minor issue. The time frame, head coach Kellen DeBoer stand that Brooks will likely sit out for a few more practices just to be safe, but he is not expected to miss any games when the season kicks off against East Carolina on the 5th. So Coach Kellen DeBoer's reaction. Lotsier missed a couple of practice and did not scrimmage today. He will just be out for a few more practices, I would expect. I don't expect him to miss any games or anything like that, end quote, says Coach DeBoer. Also, I want to add, to finish here, wasn't in the notes, but I want to add this because he is a great young man. I've been covering E.J. Crowell since high school times. Let me say this up front. He is a high school senior playing college football. I emphasize and start with that because I think that may settle some of the minds of people wondering, where is he at? Why is he not at scrimmages? He's 0-3 for all these scrimmage type stuff that they've been doing at campus. Why is he not there? We see him during practice during the week running. We've seen him run. I showed some clips on the video I dropped yesterday about the portal guys. I showed a clip of Crowell just for that reason, because we brought up a comment about the running backs and the running game and how the portal guys could help that. And I appreciate everybody watching that video. Got a lot of good reaction from that. I hope we continue that here on the Dive College Football here on YouTube. So Crowell had an injury coming out of high school, some type of foot injury. He was in a walking boot. He was on a knee scooter. We saw him at spring practice, and we know what a great player he is. We all want to see him play, man. We want to see him play. I can't wait to see him play. And again, I'll emphasize the opening topic with him, starter with him, was he is a high school senior reclassified as a college freshman. Therefore, he missed some things that other guys didn't get to do. Take it slow. Take it slow with Crowell. Give him time just to get on campus and get his feet wet. Do I think he's going to be great? Absolutely. But let's just slow down a little bit and remember how old he is and how much a playbook change is from 4A football in Alabama to college football. And not only that, but a big time program of a lot of plays, pass blocking schemes, and just a lot of different kind of stuff that he's going to have to learn. Just take it easy with him. Is he hurt? Is he missing games? I don't think he's hurt, but we just hadn't seen him. So there's going to be another scrimmage, and we'll get into that probably next week one day, maybe a Tuesday show, and we'll look into that scrimmage. Is Crowell going to go 0 for 4? I don't know. So now, all right, here's the main bite of the show. So this is your checkpoint here for Auburn's reality check from Coach Golesh. So thank you again for coming by and hanging out here on the Dive College Football. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to get all this kind of news, and just let you know when I go live. Dean is on with me on Sundays, and through the week you'll see me. So here we are. Sloppy and humble yourselves, Golesh says. All right, hello everyone. We have just got the whole full breakdown from Auburn's massive closed-door first scrimmage of fall camp inside Jordan-Hare. If you thought the new Coach Golesh era was going to be all sunshine and smooth sailing, think again. I just watched Coach Golesh go through a 20-minute video breakdown, tearing into the team's performance. His words, he called it flat out sloppy and issued a massive reality check for the entire roster. Now, we're talking about 115 live plays. That's what he said. They played 115 plays, and the second team got less than half that, I think what he said. So all this for game day simulations and some serious red flags for both sides of the ball. So let's break down the good and the bad and what Coach Golesh said that should have every Auburn fan paying close attention. Now, again, I open the show with this comment, and this is me coming as being around it a lot, coach some younger guys, and just understanding how you communicate with players. Sometimes you have to cook up a little bit of something to give you something so there's something to talk about. It may have been just okay, but most coaches are not just over braggadocious about their team, because that keeps them humble. Okay, let me remind you of that. Now let's get into it. The detail is here we can lay out how Coach Golesh structured the scrimmage to build a real game-like atmosphere. That's what he was considered to be doing here. About 100 to 120 plays is what he wanted to do to split between the first and second team. He split those up. So the simulation was this. They treated this like a true dress rehearsal. 4 warm-ups, coaches up in the boxes, game day operations, staff on the field, and even to break in like a mock TV commercial, timeouts. I like it. This is his first year there. Golesh is just trying to see what little time they've really had together. He's just trying to see where are we at and what do we need to get to go on before we play Baylor in an opening game, guys. I think is less than going to be a month away. We're close. He even had live active ACC officials to do quality control. He even joked that even the practice yelling at them so they and he could get used to the game environments. Good plan. I like it. So here's the X marks the spot. Coach Gillis was a little TO'd, okay? Offensively, disorganization. The offense struggled sometimes with the pre-snap executions. Getting people lined up, when to bring the guy in motion. When Brown would slap the right side of his hip, for example, that means that if Cobb was on his left, he needed to get over on the right. Those type of pre-snap things, that's just an example. I'm not saying that happened, just saying those are examples of things that can happen. You've all watched the game and you know about pre-snap. And in Golish's offense, Auburn fans, if you don't know yet, he does a lot of window dressing. He only runs about 3, 4, 5 plays, but it's all window dressing, and how you react is how the play is ran. It's an option style offense, throwing the ball. You're reading off corners, safeties dropping, cover 2s or 3s, guys bailing, linebackers coming, linebackers dropping zone. If you're throwing a quick slant, if you're going to hit the go, or the quarterback may keep it or may give it. That's the offense, okay? And he did not like this pre-snap execution. So Golish emphasized that you just simply cannot be just a function in his system if you can't get lined up properly. It is very important, being lined up in the right place at the right time, not just in the right place, but with his style of offense. It's it's key to be in the right place. So defensively, tackling woes. This is something he brought up. So while the defense had moments, Golish noted that the tackling, quote unquote, looked like our second time tackling, he said, quote, end quote. The open field wrapping up and the perimeter blocking from the wide receivers need significant work, okay? He felt like somewhat of an emotional roller coaster, that the biggest critique that he was a lack of maturity, it seemed like. I'm just reading from quotes from people that were there, that type of stuff. And I'll add to that, yes, there's only one returning starter on offense from the team. That'd be Cobb. Other guys were portal guys they brought in for offensive line stuff. And of course, a lot of the guys they brought from Florida, South Florida, that is, receivers and their center. And what I'm getting to is, after talking about the defense, and then he talks to make the biggest critique was a lack of maturity. I said that about this team for a couple of years now. And after watching last year's Iron Bowl with an open eye, just constructively, and give constructive criticism for both teams after the game, which I did, Auburn played soft last year. I talked about this with Macy. We did a breakdown about the Iron Bowl coming this year. That's not like Auburn. Even when they have lost games, they still played hard. It seemed like they've just given up there last year at the Iron Bowl. And by this comment, there's still some of that hanging around. So I'm telling you, Auburn fans, don't freak out. You've got to be patient. The rot in the program has been so long because there's been so many things not paid attention to. And when things don't get paid attention to, guess what? It grows bacteria and it becomes nasty. When you don't clean out your ears, or you don't clean out the ditch out in front of your house and water sets, it becomes stagnant. And there's things in this program, it seems to me, that Golish is trying to fix. He's trying to pull those rotten weeds out of the drain, out of the driveway. But, he says, but rather an emotional group, riding the highs and the lows. That shows, like when they make a big play, they all celebrate. Then when they miss a tackle, then they all break apart and pout. And his favorite quote that I pulled and made a short out of, that I love what he said, is about talking, holding each other accountable, coming on the sidelines, not just getting a squirt of water and go stand over and pout. Talk to your teammates. Tell them what's going on. Talking about coming in off defense, different packages coming out. Talk. Well, it's kind of generic to go into a spot. Okay, whatever you want to think. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just something for somebody to talk about. So it seems like he's trying to do the right things in ways, but there's still things embedded there that needs to be fixed. Now, let's finish up with this and we'll wrap it up and get out of here. So, quarterback hierarchy, while Brown is the clear QB1 system maker, Golesh confirmed that Tristan Tias, T-I, A, Taia, has locked down the vast majority of the second team reps. I like him. I watched him throw the ball at a couple of their practices. I think he throws the ball better than Brown. That's just my opinion. I like how he throws the ball. But he don't have the familiarity with Golesh's offense like Brown does. So, of course, when he's going to bring his quarterback, I think that was probably part of the deal. They wanted Summerall at Auburn bad. They missed on that. And I think they told Golesh, the only way we're going to bring you is you're going to have to bring your quarterback with you, or they may not be interested. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying it seems like that may have been part of the process of Golesh selling himself to Auburn. Hey, I'll bring my quarterback. He knows the offense. We'll be able to come run it. We'll win some football games. Okay? And you're going to leave your defense coach. Yes, Coach Durkin can stay. He's done a good job with the defense. No need to replace him. I'm not looking to replace him. I'll bring my offense. We'll mix it with the pretty good defense he had last year, and we'll do well. So, here's the thing. All teams had problems with offensive line last year. So, the rotation, the staff rotated almost every single drive up front to find the right combination. However, Michigan State transfer Ramel played the entire scrimmage at tackle without rotating out. He's clearly being cemented as a cornerstone for the offensive line. So here's some injury updates for Auburn, as well as we started the show with Alabama injury updates. Again, A.K. Deere is going to miss some time. He's hurt his ankle, and that's that. TB, Trayshawn Brown, is going to step in, I think, and fill that number 3 spot as everybody starts to bump up the line, because now I guess Riley would be the 2 instead of Deere. I mean, I don't, I'm just saying. So these are injuries for them. That's what's going on with Alabama. Here with Auburn, injury update, several key players set out for the precautionary reasons, including safety Anquan Fagans. We know him. We've watched him play high school. Good young man. And wideout Christian Neptune. The good news, what is the good news? Golesh expects the entire roster to be fully healthy moving into week 3. So, here's what we take out overall in general. His quote is, I told the entire team and coaches and everybody, humble the hell out of ourselves here. Overall, a sloppy day on both sides. We didn't look like a veteran team. We look like a team that has highs and we have lows and emotional rides with that, which is the complete opposite of what he wants or what we want as a program. So, on camp fatigue and avoiding comfort, there tends to be an element that you're 9 or 10 days in and you start feeling like that you have won a job. Well, we're still in camp mode for another week. So that, to me, he's letting guys know, your job's not safe. Cool it on all the touting like you got a spot, because when we come back Monday, we're starting over. So the upcoming start of classes and distractions for Auburn. Golesh says the truth is here. In a couple of days, you start school. There are elements now that will create distractions. That's why I say stay humble and keep yourselves checked in mentally to show up and to go right back to work when it's time to go up to work. So let's end it right here. All right, let's take a look. Golesh isn't here to play any games. He knows the SEC doesn't care about a team's feelings. And with Baylor waiting for the season opener on the 5th, less than a month away, there are exactly 3 weeks to clean this up, this sloppiness that Coach Golesh has talked about. This is exactly the kind of hard, honest coaching Auburn has desperately needed. So, what do you guys think? Are you worried about the pre-snap penalties and the tackling, or is this just standard camp tough love from a new coach? I think it's that. Is it something to be worried about? Of course, you got to address it, but is it something to, oh my God, it's the end of the world? No, it's one of the first big scrimmages you had. These are things that you expect to happen. Do you want them to happen? No, but it just does. So let's wrap it up here. and we'll get out of here. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to know when we go live and all that stuff. More news from Auburn's fall camp stuff, updates will always be around here, and Alabama updates and stuff. We can talk about that. And Sunday's the big show. Come by at 6 o'clock. I got some notes about LSU that I found out some things maybe you will find important. Okay. All right. That's all I got today. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.